Have you ever woken up multiple times in the night, shuffling to the bathroom, feeling that familiar urgency even when you've tried to cut back on liquids before bed? Or perhaps you've experienced those uncomfortable bladder sensations during the day, the kind that make you plan your outings around the nearest restroom. It's a frustrating reality for many of us as we get older, and it often feels like an unavoidable part of aging. We tend to blame our age, our genes, or just bad luck. But what if I told you there's a quiet culprit hiding in plain sight, right there on your dinner plate? What if the foods you're eating every day are actually contributing to these very issues, subtly undermining your bladder and kidney health without you even realizing it? The truth is, your diet plays a far bigger role in your urological well-being than you might imagine, especially once you're past 60. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 common foods that urologists often caution against for people in our age group. Foods that can lead to more frequent bathroom trips, bladder irritation, and even put a strain on your kidneys. Staying informed and making smart choices about what you eat can truly transform your comfort and quality of life. So, settle in, because you'll want to watch to the very end for something that might truly surprise you. Now, let's dive into the first category of foods that can be particularly problematic for your urological health as you get older. And that's those highly processed meats and excessively salty foods. Think about what often makes its way onto our plates: deli meats like ham, turkey, and bologna, bacon, sausages, and even many frozen dinners and canned soups. While they might be convenient or taste good, they are often loaded with sodium and preservatives. And these aren't just bad for your heart, they can wreak havoc on your bladder and kidneys too. When you consume a lot of salt, your body tries to balance that out by retaining more water. This extra fluid puts a direct strain on your kidneys, which are constantly working to filter waste and maintain your body's fluid balance. Over time, this chronic workload can contribute to kidney stones, or simply diminish their efficiency. Imagine your kidneys like a hard-working filter. Too much gunk, in this case, too much sodium, can clog them up and make their job much harder. Beyond the kidneys, excess sodium can also directly irritate the bladder lining. For many people over 60, especially those who already have a slightly more sensitive bladder, or perhaps an enlarged prostate for men, this irritation can lead to increased urgency, frequency, and even a burning sensation when you urinate. It's like adding fuel to a small fire. So, that seemingly innocent sandwich meat or quick microwave meal could be contributing to those inconvenient trips to the bathroom, day and night. Instead of reaching for these sodium bombs, try to focus on fresh, whole foods. Opt for lean proteins like grilled chicken, fish, or plant-based proteins such as beans and lentils. When you're making sandwiches, consider roasting your own chicken or turkey breast at home and slicing it thin, or even using hummus and plenty of fresh vegetables. If you enjoy a good breakfast sausage, look for lower sodium versions. Or better yet, make your own from lean ground turkey or chicken, seasoning it with herbs and spices instead of relying on pre-made mixes. When it comes to convenience, choose fresh or frozen vegetables over canned ones, which are often swimming in salty brine. If you must use canned goods, rinse them thoroughly before cooking to wash away some of that excess sodium. And for seasoning your food, get adventurous with herbs, spices, lemon juice, or vinegar instead of always reaching for the salt shaker. Your taste buds will adapt, and your bladder and kidneys will thank you. Remember, every little step you take to reduce your sodium intake makes a difference. It's not about perfection overnight, but about making conscious, healthier choices consistently. Now that we've talked about limiting those salty, processed foods, let's move on to the next surprising culprit that could be irritating your bladder. Moving on from the salty and processed culprits, let's talk about something many people turn to when they're trying to cut down on sugar, artificial sweeteners, and diet sodas. It seems like a healthy swap, doesn't it? You get the sweetness without the calories, so it must be better for you. But for your urological health, especially as you age, these can be a real hidden problem. Many artificial sweeteners, like sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin, which are found in countless diet drinks, sugar-free candies, and even some yogurts, have been identified as bladder irritants. Think of your bladder as a somewhat sensitive organ, and when these artificial chemicals pass through your system, they can cause a reaction in the bladder lining. This irritation can manifest as increased urgency, that sudden need to go, even when your bladder isn't very full, and more frequent urination. Some individuals also report a feeling of discomfort or even pain after consuming these. It's not just anecdotal. Urologists often advise patients with overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis to avoid artificial sweeteners because of their known irritating effects. Consider this: you might be diligently avoiding sugary sodas, but if you're replacing them with diet sodas, you could be unknowingly trading one problem for another. That fizzy, sweet drink might seem harmless, but its artificial ingredients and carbonation can both contribute to bladder sensitivity. Carbonation itself can cause an expansion of the bladder, leading to a feeling of fullness and urgency, while the artificial sweeteners actively irritate the lining. It's a double whammy for your bladder. So, what's a better option? The best choice, hands down, is plain water. It's the purest, most hydrating thing you can drink, and it helps your kidneys flush out toxins efficiently without adding any irritants. If you find plain water a bit boring, try infusing it with natural flavors. Slice up some cucumber, lemon, lime, or oranges and let them sit in your water for a few hours. You can also add fresh mint leaves, berries, or a few slices of ginger. This gives you a refreshing, flavorful drink without any artificial additives. Another great alternative is unsweetened herbal tea. There are so many varieties available, from chamomile to peppermint to ginger tea, all offering different flavors and potential health benefits without the bladder-agitating chemicals. Learning to appreciate the subtle flavors of naturally infused water or unsweetened teas can be a game changer for your bladder comfort and overall hydration, helping you reduce those unwanted trips to the bathroom. Remember, it's about being mindful of what you're putting into your body and choosing things that support your health, rather than subtly undermining it. Now that we've cleared the air on artificial sweeteners, let's turn our attention to another common culinary delight that can be a real pain for your bladder. Following our discussion on artificial sweeteners, the next food group that often causes trouble for our urological health after 60 might be a favorite for many of you. But it's one that urologists frequently advise limiting: spicy foods. From hot sauces and chili peppers to fiery curries and seasoned dishes. The zing and kick that spicy foods provide come from compounds like capsaicin, which can act as a direct irritant to the bladder lining. When these compounds are consumed, they are absorbed into your bloodstream and eventually pass through your kidneys into your bladder for excretion. As they pass through, they can stimulate the nerves in the bladder, leading to a sensation similar to what you feel in your mouth. But in your bladder, this can result in increased urgency, more frequent urination, and sometimes even a burning sensation during or after urination. For individuals who already experience conditions like an overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis, or even just general bladder sensitivity that can increase with age, spicy foods can significantly worsen symptoms, turning a mild discomfort into a truly disruptive issue. Imagine a tiny internal fire drill happening in your bladder every time you indulge in a particularly hot dish. It's not just the discomfort. Chronic irritation can also contribute to inflammation over time, which is something we want to avoid as we strive for better health in our later years. While some people might tolerate a little spice without issue, for many over 60, especially if they are noticing any changes in their urinary habits, cutting back on very spicy foods can bring a noticeable improvement in bladder comfort and control. This doesn't mean you have to banish flavor from your diet entirely. Instead of relying on heat for taste, explore other avenues of flavor. Herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, cumin, coriander, and paprika can add incredible depth and aroma to your meals without the bladder-irritating capsaicin. Lemon juice, garlic, onions, And various vinegars can also brighten up dishes. You can experiment with different cuisines that use a rich tapestry of flavors without relying on extreme heat, such as Mediterranean or many Asian dishes that focus on aromatic spices rather than fiery ones. Perhaps try a mild curry with plenty of coconut milk and gentle spices, or an Italian-inspired dish with robust herbs. By exploring these alternatives, you can still enjoy delicious and exciting meals that nourish your body without agitating your bladder. Remember, the goal is to make informed choices that support your comfort and well-being. Now, let's consider another common beverage that many of us rely on daily, which can also surprisingly impact your urological health. The fourth category we need to talk about is one that many of us simply cannot imagine starting our day without excessive caffeine, especially from coffee, strong teas, and those increasingly popular energy drinks. While a morning cup of coffee might seem like a harmless ritual, for people over 60, especially if consumed in large quantities or throughout the day, caffeine can be a significant bladder irritant and a diuretic. What does that mean as a diuretic? Caffeine causes your kidneys to produce more urine, leading to more frequent trips to the bathroom. This is why you often feel the urge to go shortly after having a coffee. But beyond that, caffeine also directly stimulates the bladder muscle, making it contract more frequently and forcefully. This can contribute to urgency and incontinence, making it harder to hold your urine and leading to those unexpected dashes to the restroom. Imagine your bladder as a muscle that's constantly being nudged and told to release, even when it's not truly full. That's what excessive caffeine can do. And it's not just coffee. Black teas, some green teas, and particularly energy drinks are loaded with caffeine. These energy drinks are especially concerning because they often combine high levels of caffeine with artificial sweeteners and other stimulants, creating a potent cocktail of bladder irritants. Many people reach for them when they feel their energy flagging, but the short-term boost can come at the cost of your bladder comfort and disrupted sleep due to increased nighttime urination. If you're waking up multiple times to use the bathroom, your daily caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon or evening, could be a major contributor. So, what's the alternative? It's not about giving up your favorite warm beverage entirely, but about moderation and smart choices. Try to limit your caffeine intake to 1 or 2 cups in the morning. Consider switching to decaffeinated coffee or herbal teas later in the day. There are some wonderful decaf options available now that taste just as good as their caffeinated counterparts. For a natural energy boost, instead of an energy drink, try increasing your water intake, taking a short walk, or having a healthy snack like an apple with nuts. These provide sustained energy without the bladder-irritating effects. Listening to your body and noticing how caffeine affects your bladder is key. If you find yourself frequently running to the bathroom, try gradually reducing your caffeine intake and see if it makes a difference. You might be surprised by how much more comfortable you feel. Finally, we come to the fifth and often most widely consumed item that can significantly impact your urological health after 60, alcohol. While a glass of wine or a pint of beer might seem like a relaxing way to unwind, alcohol, much like caffeine, is a powerful diuretic. This means it increases urine production, leading to more frequent bathroom visits. But it's not just about more trips to the toilet. Alcohol also directly irritates the bladder lining, much like spicy foods and artificial sweeteners. This dual effect, increased urine output and bladder irritation, makes alcohol a prime culprit for worsening symptoms of an overactive bladder, urgency, and even leakage. For men, alcohol can also exacerbate symptoms of an enlarged prostate, leading to a feeling of incomplete emptying or difficulty starting urination. When you drink alcohol, your kidneys work harder to process it and flush it out of your system, putting an additional burden on these vital organs. Over time, excessive alcohol consumption can contribute to kidney damage and compromise their ability to filter waste efficiently. Think about how you feel after a night out with a few drinks. You're often dehydrated, and your body is working hard to recover. That recovery process puts stress on your entire system, including your urological one. The type of alcohol can also play a role. Beers and fizzy drinks often contain more fluids and carbonation, which can further irritate the bladder. Darker liquors and wines can also contain compounds that are more irritating to sensitive bladders. So, what's the best approach? Moderation is truly key. And for many, reducing or even eliminating alcohol can bring significant relief from urological symptoms. If you enjoy a drink, consider limiting yourself to one small serving occasionally, and always pair it with a glass of water to help counteract the dehydrating effects. Better yet, explore non-alcoholic alternatives. The market for non-alcoholic beers, wines, and spirits has exploded, offering sophisticated and flavorful options that allow you to enjoy the social aspect of a drink without the negative urological consequences. Try sparkling water with a splash of cranberry juice unsweetened, of course, or a fancy mocktail made with fresh fruit and herbs. These can be just as refreshing and enjoyable without causing distress to your bladder or kidneys. Remember, small, consistent changes truly add up to big improvements in your quality of life. So, there you have it: highly processed meats and salty foods, artificial sweeteners and diet sodas, spicy dishes, excessive caffeine, and alcohol. These 5 categories, while perhaps common in our diets, can be surprisingly detrimental to your urological health as you get older. By making conscious choices to reduce or replace them, you can significantly improve your bladder comfort, reduce those frustrating trips to the bathroom, and support your kidney health for years to come. It's not about deprivation, but about embracing a way of eating that truly nourishes and supports your body. Remember, small changes can make a massive difference to your health and happiness. We're all on this journey together, navigating the changes that come with age. And the more informed we are, the better equipped we are to live our best lives. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you noticed any of these foods affecting your urological health? What simple swaps have you found helpful? Your experiences can truly help others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering content designed to help you thrive at every age. Here's to living your best life, comfortably and confidently, every single day.